So you're an aesthetic clinic owner, and if you've not gotten each of your location to $2 million per year, especially given Singapore's density, which is about 150K in monthly revenue, you might want to have a look at this guide. Over the last 20 consultations I've had with med spa and aesthetic clinic owners, ranging from people stuck at one location, 15K per month, to people having 4 locations and each of the location doing 250K per month. These are the exact steps that you need to take to ensure each of your location is able to get consistent revenue. The reason why most med spa owners are coming to us is because they are facing not enough revenue, frankly, and they think that it's a multitude of reasons. Ranging from my location sucks, I'm in Bishan, the high ticket price, I'm never able to push a high ticket package to the audience here, it's residential area, to people just not even having enough appointments monthly. Like they tell me, business is not that bad, I have about like 2 to 3 appointments per day. And they're paying staff 8 hours a day, and the service delivery is only 2 hours per day. Or heavily relying on promos or discounts, which is literally just gonna run your business into the ground. Relying on promos devalues your brand in a way that it's hard to recover from. When you run promos over and over again, people are gonna start viewing your brand as a discount brand, and they'll only look for you when you're running a super good promotion. So we want to avoid that. So sometimes what business owners do is that they realize they have not enough appointments, they start running ads, but they just don't have a good system to convert people into higher ticket. And 90% of the revenue as an aesthetic clinic / med spa is going to be coming from a high ticket package. And the last point of why people come to us is because the founders are involved in everything, because they know so much about the business, they don't have a system. They are forced to continuously work on the location. The con of that is that you're not able to scale because you can only manage one location at a time. So now that we're clear on why people come to us, let's take a look at what you should be doing first. So before you start running ads, you want to make sure that everything is in check, which is including the setup with Facebook, having the access, and if you work with us. So we're gonna skip this part because you're not my customer, and this is just so that we make sure that everyone has the same foundation when we set up. Let's ignore step 2, but let's go to ICP and offer definition. So who are we targeting and why should they care in the first place? My team creates a ICP, offer creation and campaign ideation sheet, so that we understand, based on the location that you guys are in, who are the right customers to reach out to. And this also depends on the service that you guys are offering. You can see from here that there is an example, a 5-page documentation where I show what it could look like. So for example, if you're near the city area like Orchard, Holland, as well as River Valley, you're going to be targeting like middle to higher income groups, which means that your strategy can be slightly more different, and the services that you push can be different depending on different ages. So for example, people with younger skin can have different services, whereas people who are more mature, you want to push something different, right? So yeah, crafting your volume offer and your high ticket pathway. So volume offer, what it means, if you've never heard of this, is just an offer to get people through the door. People that have never heard of your business before, you want them to come in. So offer something good and affordable. Don't worry, we're still gonna be extracting as much revenue from them as possible and giving them what they want, their dream outcome. So volume offer, like it can be $50 to $100, or if you're in a more bougie area, you can offer them up to a $200 volume offer. Pico laser, facials, hydrofacial, whatever you can think of. Something attractive on the front end just to get people in. And once they have a good experience with you guys, you can then have a system to convert them into a high ticket package. So yeah, price anchoring, positioning as well, to make sure that first of all they trust you, and if they have a good experience, they will come back. Okay, creative strategy. Once you have what you're gonna sell, you wanna make sure that people know about it, because even if a service is good, even if word of mouth spreads, you wanna scale fast, because competition is not gonna be taking it slow just because you are. And one of the examples that I'm showing is a super strong hook that you can use, borrowing a brand name. You have to be careful of the legalities behind this. But yeah, so let's take a look. So the secret to a long-lasting glow isn't at Sephora, it's at whatever location that you're in. So what you want to do at this stage is to have a creative brief. You want to outsource this because most of the time you should be managing the team instead of managing the marketing efforts. So you want to be more in touch with the sales side instead of the marketing side. Get a creative brief, get a production cycle in. If your location is small, you can ask a friend or family member that is into graphic design to do this for you. Give them the exact thing that you want them to create so that they don't have to ideate on their own. And if you don't have like friends or family to help you out with this, you can go for Fiverr or like project-based contracts to get your marketing efforts done or creatives done. There's a few things that you can do in order to strengthen your ads compared to your competitors. Most of your competitors in Singapore, and despite the density as well as the purchasing power of people in Singapore, the ads in Singapore are just not super fleshed out. So they are mainly just telling you about a service and what they're good for. But if you really want to like deep dive into the client issues so that the ad speaks to them directly, use problem-aware hooks, and you can even use social proof if you're out of ideas. Just get people to say a few lines or write a review for you, not only boosting your Google for your algo, as well as letting you run review style ads. Before, after, you have to be a little bit careful, especially on Facebook, because it's not technically allowed. However, there are ways that you can use this framing of images to be compliant. And you can even run like educational carousels so that people don't think you're just pushing services to hard sell them. Instead, you generally care about their skin condition, their well-being. So yeah, I mean, once you get the ads up and running, you really want to be creating something long-term for your brand so that eventually, one, you can expand, and with a stronger brand, it's going to be a lot easier to get the revenue from the second location, or to eventually sell not just the physical location, but also have something digital that's going to be carrying value so that investors or people who will be buying your business, if you want exit, are interested in. So organically, what you want to post, it can be just 12 simple static organic posts per month. It's to warm up the cold audiences that you'll be getting from your cold ads, and it will also reduce paid CPMs over a long time horizon. So one of the examples that I can show you, feel free to just copy this. Name your treatment something cool, like glass skin. Everyone wants glass skin, right? And go over how it helps them and why people choose it. So setting expectations are very important so that people coming in are not disappointed with the service once they are finished with the treatment. The other reason why carousels are so powerful in gaining trust is whenever people take an action with your brand, whether stopping on your ad, clicking on your ad, swiping on your page, each action shows commitment towards learning something about your brand. So people generally are very consistent with their behavior. If you get one action from them, it's more likely for them to take the next. Next, paid acquisition launch. Here's examples of how much it should cost. Some people even are willing to run losing volume offers. So super cheap offers on the front end just to get people in. They have built out their staff training to be a very fluid process to get people to trust them, like your stuff, then subsequently getting them to purchase a higher ticket package, whether on their second return or third return. Make sure that you look at your ads every single day, have different angles so that we can attack some of the audiences within your current locations. One of the best ways you can do this if you're short on manpower is just to create variations. And even if you don't have ideas for variations, you can even switch the colors, flip the colors, invert, just so that there's novelty when people see the ad. They don't think that they're just looking at the same thing over and over again. You really want to be measuring not just the money that you're making from the ads, but the cost per lead to make sure that in the best case scenario, you're profitable, as well as click-through rate and cost per click. So whether the ads are effective at even getting people to stop and give you attention in the first place. Once you have all these front end set up, you want to be looking at appointment setting. So I know people are very resistant. The reason why they open a physical location is so that people can see it and come in and they don't have to do anything. But you're missing out on a lot of revenue if you do it. And I know that it is challenging if you're running a small location, training people to do appointment setting, especially when they're just like nail technicians or skin technicians, facial technicians to do this. But if you create your hiring process to actually include all this, telling them that, hey, it's not just additional responsibilities, but we'll be enriching your experience by allowing you to do these things to increase your own commission if you want to do a commission setup for your hirees. So this is a 4-page appointment setting SOP that I've created for one of our brands, making sure that we ask questions that are not hard selling, but we're actually trying to diagnose the problem that they have with their skin or whatever they feel like they need, or why they clicked on the ad in the first place. Instead of just telling them, hey, this service, it costs this much, we want to be asking critical questions. So let me just zoom in so that you can have a look. Yeah, so if you want to do messaging script, it's okay. If you want to do a call flow script, it's cool too. Make sure that you respond to them as soon as possible. Based on the study, the first responder is 50% more likely to get the sale from the end user. So yeah, you can call them and say that, hey, I know you've interacted with our app before. I'm busy at the moment, but I just had some time to go over this with you. Are you cool if I ask you a few questions? Or you can go directly into like what got you curious about the treatment that we've been sharing. Yeah, so get them to open up. Don't make them feel like you're trying to sell them. Go into problem awareness next. So what's been bothering you most about whatever they share with you? Get them to open up about the emotional pain of why they think they need the service. And this part is usually the hardest, future pacing. If you get that taken care of, like how would that change things for you? You really want to not use this unless you have a strong understanding of the trust that you have built with the person over the phone. So once that is done, you can just invite them over for a complimentary consultation. It's going to be a lot easier for you to communicate with the people and your future clients. If they show up at the clinic, they get a free skin analysis or assessment, and you get an appointment. So yeah, let's go back to sales and performance tracking. What gets measured gets fixed. This is one of the master sales trackers that I've shared with some of the clients that I've worked with. And essentially, you want to be looking at the appointment booked, drop rate, close rate, upsell rate to actually diagnose what the issue is with not reaching your target revenue. Let me just zoom in for you. So the number of outbound dials based on how many leads that you get, how many people are picking up, how many conversations are more than 30 plus seconds. So things that we can change. For example, let's identify, okay, there is an issue with the number of between pickups to conversations that are lasting 30 seconds plus. You want to be listening to those calls and figuring out why people are not sticking through. Is it because they don't understand what your technician is saying? Or your technician feels like they're hard selling? Or if they're not enthusiastic enough? Or if they're not gentle enough with probing, which is why people hang up the phone. And yeah, so if you track these daily, you can come up with a focus of the week. Make sure that you change one variable at a time, because if you change two, you don't know what fixed it or what caused more harm. Yep, next. Conversion to high ticket. So arguably, this is going to be the most important part of the business. Most of our revenue is going to be coming from here. If you mess this up, if you ask for a high ticket package sale too early, you're going to be scaring the customer off and they'll never come back. So take it this way. Same reason why Facebook shows you one ad every 3 of your friends' posts is because there has to be a give, take, exchange rate. Imagine if Facebook showed you one ad for every one of your friends' posts. Will you be on the platform, or will you close the app after looking at 2 ads and 2 of your friends' posts? Right, so essentially the more value you can give to them before asking for a sale, the higher likelihood you are going to be actually receiving the sale in the first place. There are ways to game this conversion rate, breaking treatments into different timings. So coming in for 1 week, then next week following up with them, 3rd week giving them another treatment. Another way is just by giving them educational resources on how they take care of their skin. Or you can set like after 2 days, give them a call to let them know you have to wash your face gently with whatever moisturizer or cleanser, just to protect the effects of the treatment that they receive from you. As many touch points as possible without annoying them. And once you have about 7 touch points, I believe, sometimes what business owners realize is that the client takes the initiative, like, hey, can I sign on a longer term package with you guys? I love the service that you guys are providing. So that is the dream outcome. So yeah, I mean, once you get one location done and ready, we can actually take a look at what we should be focusing on next. Whether we should be focusing on that single location even further with different capacity constraints, staffings, or even changing offer stacking or testing new offers before expanding the LTV and opening up newer location, or if the location is performing well above the standard of whatever that location allows, which means that we should probably look into opening up a separate location and how we can duplicate the business in a way where it's going to be manageable for you as well as managers that you hire and train. So yeah, scale what works. This is more like ads management stuff. These are some variations that you can test. But eventually, a healthy med spa in SG should last infinitely, because this is a service that only a human can provide. AI can't take over the technicians or diagnose you with as much trust as someone that is trained to do so. You should be getting a predictable number of monthly appointments, even if your revenue fluctuates, a clear upgrade path so you know that the exact next step that you should be working on, a stable cost per customer acquisition so that you're, first of all, profitable and you can put in some of the profits into marketing to get a predictable number of monthly appointments. And the reason why we all do business in the first place is so that the founder is no longer firefighting daily, that's what I call it. But yeah, you can have a one-time, 1-week call with all your managers to figure out the state of the location, have a system where it's easily duplicatable. If you have any specific questions on what you should be doing on your location, just send me a message with the details. I'm happy to give you a reply.